The man, the myth, the legend, Justin Barclay. First time having him on my show here. It's great to see you, sir.
Fantastic, Dave. We've done this before. I think you came on my podcast
I did, and
like
thank
in
you
the early days.
in the early days. Thank you for returning the favor. Time's going by so quick now.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to talk about obviously the horrible situation yesterday. Charlie Kirk. You had a short encounter. You've met him at an event.
Yeah, Charlie is somebody who I've been aware of. Obviously we share a lot of the things in common that we talk about, the things that we're talking about in Michigan and beyond. But TPUSA, the Turning Point organization, came last year, big event in Detroit, in fact.
Um,
I don't know if you remember this, but the president spoke there. Lots of
yep.
folks
Yep.
during the campaign. Lots of folks spoke there. They even had a security issue where they had let people in early, or there was a breach. Somebody from the Detroit Police Department let people in where they shouldn't have and bypass Secret Service. So they had to shut everything down. They had to send people back outside and take hours to get back through. That was the event actually that I met him.
Gee, wow. How he is someone I think I'm talking to a lot of people who knew of him, but they're like, wow,
Mhm.
he had a powerful impact. But he had millions and millions of
Yeah.
followers, and he wasn't extreme. Some people are saying he was extreme, but he had a way of communicating without really arguing with people. How would you describe him? He just a good debater, but he didn't he related to people so well.
You know what's interesting is I'm seeing a lot of this talk on social media about who he was and what he did, and on both sides. But mostly the folks that have things to say about him that are sort of detractions, things like that. 9 times out of ten, it's nothing that they actually saw in person or something that they experienced. It was the way something was written about him or how
Yep.
he was portrayed by other folks.
Yep.
Everything that I always saw from Charlie and the way I would describe him, obviously, is I'd say man of God, husband, father, and then he had all of these political things that he did that were what he was known for. He'd go to college campuses. He was engaging youth. He was a young guy himself. He was only 31.
Yeah.
And Glenn Beck, the guy who I fill in for nationally, shared something just yesterday. In fact, that was this little clip of a message that he had sent Glenn back when he was 17 years old, back when X was Twitter.
Yeah.
And it said, "Hey, I listen to you every day, and I'm 17, and I'm engaging in these things." So if you look at his body of work, it's hard to really put a real pin on what it was. But I think some of the things he was mostly known for, obviously, he had a radio show, he had a podcast. Folks our age or older might know him from those things, but the younger folks would know him. The kids would know him from going to college campuses. He had a massive presence on TikTok,
Oh yeah.
even bigger than you. And Dave's got a huge presence
Yeah,
on
he was like
TikTok.
seven, 8 million. I got 600,000. Lucky I'm still
Yeah.
around actually knowing TikTok. But yeah, my wife, she couldn't sleep last night because
Yeah.
she scrolls all the time and she see his videos pop up, and
Yes.
it's just so she had trouble sleeping, as did a lot of people, because it hit home. And for me, for you, our faces, our voices are out there. You're a podcaster, you have your radio
Mhm.
show. Does it concern you ever? Like I said, I've had death threats before, and you put your opinions out there very strongly. You've interviewed President Trump, you've interviewed so many people as I have as well. Does it concern you that how do you feel about your safety? I mean, we are not at hit Charlie Kirk's level, but still you're out there.
Mostly I hide in a radio studio. And you're in the basement right
I
now. So
literally, yeah, I am.
so so a lot of the things that we do are virtual. And I do things in person. My wife, last night after seeing this said, I don't know if you should. I got several events that we have coming up that I'm hosting and emceeing with the Lincoln Day dinners and things like that.
Yep, I've done those.
But those mostly are crowds of people who are kind of on your team, sort of thing.
Yeah,
He went right out in the open and had no problem doing these things, colleges, campuses, where he was very tough to secure an area like that,
yeah,
especially if you're not using, even if you are using Secret Service protection. We
yeah,
saw what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania last year.
exactly.
So he was a sitting duck. One of the things that I think, and by the way, he did it anyway. He did it knowing all of that
Yep.
was the risk.
Yep.
And one of the things that I think is kind of wild to watch is that when he had these conversations, he was genuinely engaging with people. The guy was really just having conversations. And I don't know about you, but you're old enough. I'm old enough to remember when we used to say, "Hey, it's a free country, ain't it?" We used to pride ourselves on being able to have conversations and agreeing to disagree. And
Yep.
in fact, I just had a conversation with a family member that I just reconnected with. Um, I was adopted, so years
Oh.
ago, I got a chance to meet this guy's my biological father's side of the
Oh.
family, and he said, "Hey, I
Wow.
just want to let you know we don't agree on much politically." And I said, "Buddy, that's okay. I got friends and family members. We don't agree on things, and
Amen.
and that's okay. Let's have those conversations." But that idea, those things have changed through the years, most recently, and unfortunately, I think a lot of the reason is because of social media. We find ourselves in
Yep.
echo chambers,
Yep.
extreme voices get platformed.
Yep.
And, when it's somebody like you who's just trying to tell the story and give the facts of what the case is and be as unbiased as possible, I don't know if it's completely possible to be just totally unbiased,
No, I
but
I lean I lean conservative, and I'll tell people as you did. I mean, I lean conservatively, but if Trump messes something up in my mind, I'll call him out on it. But you're right. We're missing that part about today. I know I'm hearing from people they're losing friends over posts on
yeah.
social media. The Vassar School District just put out a statement about a teacher that had derogatory things about Charlie Kirk. If someone on the left passes, or I don't care who you are, if you know if, a life is we're all human beings.
Mhm.
So it just for me that's how I was brought up to respect each other. I respect that you have the right to call me an idiot because we have free speech. I don't have to like you, but I respect that you have that right.
Yeah, it doesn't go past that. I mean, it's just a conversation. Um,
Yeah.
and we get into it with people online. I don't mind doing that. I mean, part of what I want to do is show people the truth, show them another side of things that they haven't considered or they haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, uh, these echo chambers are creating a situation where people aren't hearing things outside of what they already agree with and think the world looks like. It's a cognitive bias, and it's really become a problem. And I think it's adding to extreme ideologies and now actions. And you add that in with mental illness and everything else that's running rampant. And here's the other thing we can't forget. And Dave, but I know you're a man of faith. I don't make any bones about that either. But look, evil's a real thing,
Oh yeah.
and we face it on a daily basis in this world, and it's out there. I believe the fight we're in right now isn't against you or me or anyone else. In fact, I believe that our neighbors, our relatives, our friends, those are the folks that I think 9 times out of 10 you agree with them on a lot more than you would maybe believe or know up front.
Yeah.
But we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And one of the things I've been warning about lately is making sure that we stay calm, cooler heads prevail, and we don't take the bait and get into these fights with each other, and that things don't escalate any further.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to speak out, but be okay to say, okay, shake hands. I don't agree, but we'll still have lunch. Yeah.
I will tell you though, I've been unfriending some people. I don't really go on the Facebook's the personal side of things much, but I have seen some extreme things being said, and I thought, I don't really know you in real life. Maybe I'll just click that button.
I've had to do that as well, and that is sad. Like I said, if someone I don't on the if AOC if something happened to AOC or whatever, I would say, "Oh my God, this is so sad." Prayer.
Absolutely.
I don't agree with her politically at all, but this is a sad situation. Prayers for her family. But
Yeah.
I so maybe this will open some eyes. Hopefully, it doesn't get us more further apart. But you're a man of wisdom, and that's why I wanted to talk to you.
Well, thank you, Dave. I appreciate it. I've been calling on people yesterday when we heard about what happened, trying to get the news out, asking for folks to pray for Charlie
Yeah,
and his family, and then subsequently the nation. I mean, I think we need to pray for each other. And the hardest thing, but my faith requires it, is that I pray for those people that I don't agree with. And even those people that are calling for violence or doing things or saying things that I think are repulsive, I ought to pray for them as well.
yeah,
And I'll tell you. there's not a lot that we can do aside of those really just sort of spiritual things that are going to lift us to a different place, a different level, that I think that are going to really make a difference. Other than that, now I know that may not be popular to say, but at the end of the day, boy, we're in a sick, evil world, and I know you felt it reporting the news. In the same week, we watched a woman get stabbed, an innocent woman get stabbed on a train,
Yeah.
and booking by that with this horrific death of Charlie Kirk that we saw in 4K this week. Our
Literally, yeah.
culture is sick.
Yeah.
The world, unfortunately, is a fallen place. Evil is a real thing, and we've got to pray and then take those steps as we feel led to fight the good fight of faith.
Amen, sir. JustinBarclay.com. If they go there, they can find all your details where to find you everywhere else, right?
We're everywhere. We do a live show every day in Michigan, 9 to 10 Eastern. And of course, we cover things happening here in the state, but beyond. We love to see you come in, join the podcast, the radio show, the live stream,
Cool.
all of those different places. If you can name it, you could probably find us there.